Sprint planning event. Sprint planning event is all about planning the sprint and is the first activity of the sprint. The sprint planning event is a scheduled meeting that must be held by the team to reduce complexity. This meeting is limited to a maximum of 8 hours for a 4-week sprint. In practice, the planning activity is usually kept shorter for shorter sprints. Although not mandatory, proportional times are used in general practice. For example, doing a maximum of 6 hours of planning activities for a 3-week sprint, or a maximum of 4 hours of planning activities for a 2-week sprint. Every sprint is like a small project. Rather than planning for a long time in the sprint planning event, the Scrum team only plans for the current sprint, does not plan next sprints. This is because there will be no gaps between sprints, and at the beginning of each sprint, time will be allocated to planning anyway, so only planning for the current sprint will suffice. Another reason is that after presenting the result of the current sprint to the client, only the goal of the next sprint will be clear. So there is no need to waste time planning the next sprints without seeing the results. The sprint planning event takes place immediately after the previous sprint's retrospective meeting ends. At this point, it is necessary to share the following detail. The sprint review meeting, that is, receiving feedback from the customer, then the sprint retrospective meeting, which is the evaluation of that sprint with the team, and the planning of the next sprint are sequential, but do not have to be done on the same day. The important thing is that there are no pauses or preparation periods between sprints. No other work is done between sprints, such as creating the product backlog, improving, testing, fixing bugs. There are no gaps between sprints. All events must take place within the sprint. Even if some items in the product backlog are not clear enough, the Scrum team can use the sprint review and sprint planning meetings for the purposes just mentioned. Sprint planning event focuses on these 3 questions. Why is the sprint valuable? What can be done in the sprint? How will things be done in the sprint? All these question titles will be explained in the next lessons. At the end of the sprint planning event, the sprint backlog containing the sprint goal appears. We covered this topic in a previous lesson.